Good evening, Bhante and all Kalyana Mitra Sukhi Hontu. I'm Aliana and welcome to Sutta Discussion Day 85 by Bhante Dr. Ganggodawila Chandima. This is the fourth class of Pattakamma Sutta with topic Lay People's Fourth Wish. Pattakamma Sutta is the seventh sutta from the total of 10 sutta that have been chosen by Bhante Chandima for this sutta discussion. In previous classes, Bhante has discussed about Manggala Sutta, Ratana Sutta, Metta Sutta, Sigalowada Sutta, Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, and Sabhasawa Sutta, which Bhante has elaborated those sutta in depth. For those who have missed our previous classes, please check on Ti-Ratana Vihara Aman-Pradana Clan's Facebook page and YouTube channel. We have uploaded the previous 84 classes there. We are always welcoming newcomers, therefore whoever that wish to join the class via Zoom where we can engage directly with Bhante can contact us on Ti-Ratana Vihara Aman-Pradana Clan's Facebook Messenger or register through the QR code that's shared in our recent flyer regarding to the Sutta discussion class on our Facebook account. Our speaker, Bhante Dr. Ganggodawila Chandima, is the Associate Editor of the Journal of International Buddhist Studies, or JIBS, which is published by the Buddhist Research Institute of Mahachulalongkorn Raja Vidyalaya University in Thailand. He was previously a research fellow at the Center for Studies in Religion and Society, or CSRS, at University of Victoria, Canada. Bhante Dr. Chandima was also a Theravada Buddhist chaplain at the University of British Columbia in Vancouver, Canada from year 2012 till 2016. Bhante is currently the senior advisor to Patisota, a virtual Dhamma organization that hosts a weekly online Pali reading class, Sutta discussions, Dhamma talks, and a variety of other Dhamma activities. His Dhamma works can be accessed at www.patisota.blogspot.com. Without further ado, we welcome once again Bhante and thank you very much for the wonderful guidance and teaching. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you, Aliana, for the gracious introduction. Good evening, Dhamma friends. Once again, welcome to the 85th, I think, 85th Sutta discussion facilitated by Ti-Ratana Vihara clan. We've been studying about Pattakamma Sutta, which is about lay people's life. How does a layperson survive, not survive? How does a layperson act according to the Buddhist teaching? So it's very interesting because nowadays you often hear only the monastic versions of Buddhism. Sort of abandon, give up everything and become a monk or a nun. So in the wake of that kind of a nature of Dhamma talks, I think it's very important to study about how does a layperson respond to challenges and probably expectations in his or her life. Right? So let's get started by paying respect to the Buddha. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahatu samma sambuddhassa. Right. So we have Aliana over here, and then Lim, Margaret Tan, Sadris, Kelvin, Melinda, the Wu, Kim Neo, Kim Tape, Nine Cheng, Lim, Corina, Sherlisman, Hema, Biyang Chan, and Lim is having 2 accounts, I guess. Welcome everybody, Dhamma friends. And today we will be discussing the 4th wish of a layperson. So we've been discussing about 3 wishes already. First wish, second wish, third wish, and today is going to be the 4th wish. Can somebody remind me about these 3 wishes which we've been discussing so far? Can you remember? What is your first wish?
First wish is on wealth, Bhante.
Yeah. How do you wish wealth?
How do I wish well?
May wealth come to me righteously. Now, wealth does not come to me automatically. I have to make ways and means to make wealth come into my side. But may wealth arise in me, or may wealth come to me. Wealth means everything: money, finances, investment. It's a broader term. May wealth come to me righteously. And the second wish, having now, suppose you have earned wealth righteously, you have acquired money, wealth righteously. Now, what will be the next as a wish?
Fame,
Huh?
reputation.
To the family and relatives as well.
Reputation?
To the relatives
Uh-huh.
as well.
So
Not
how do
just
we,
yourself,
how do we
but
say
also
this?
to your family members.
May
fame
good
come
reputation
to me.
come to me and to my family.
Yes.
That means
And
every layperson,
preceptors.
yeah, my family and then the preceptors. Nowadays, I don't know how many people think about the preceptors, but they think about themselves and their family, right? Might think, who cares about teachers? Somebody might think. I mean, but it's important, right? Because who I learned something, right? So we have this respect. So may the first wish is may wealth come to me righteously, and then having received wealth righteously, the immediate next thing is may good reputation come to me, my family, and preceptors. I would say in today's language, teachers, those who have so spiritual things mostly. Then the third wish.
Long life.
Now we have wealth. Now this layperson has wealth, money, everything, also reputation. Now in order to enjoy all these two, that person needs to live longer, right? But if you
Yes.
die in your 30s,
Yeah.
40s, 50s, you are not able to
Enjoy.
Enjoy your wealth.
longevity, right? Quality long life, yes, not a long life, quality long life, which means sometimes you live for 80 years, 90 years with lots of pain problems. Somebody might live for 60s, 70 years old, but with a lot of quality in life. That person has been able to be with good people. That person has been able to be surrounded by really truly loved ones. Everybody looks for a true love, even animals, not like the fake one. Care from other people while giving that to other people, right? So the life does not become boring, and probably at a certain point of that person's life there may be a spiritual shift. Looking at all these things, what we understand is a quality long life, a quality life. But the problem is quality life is not that long,
Quality life.
could be short, right? Because everything has a quantity rather than quality. So the last wish which we'll be discussing today is interesting too. Now there is wealth, there is good reputation, and there is long life, quality long life.
Reborn.
Then now you know you're gonna
Life.
die. It's the end. You're gonna die one day. That's certain, right? That's certain. We're going to die. So as Buddhists, are we supposed to be worried about our death?
No.
No. Kim has a good point.
Not to worry.
Life, death is definite.
Yes. Kim and her husband have already planned everything. So they have already planned, and they have brought me to the place too to
Thank
see. Yes, they have properly planned. It's good, without letting other people go through certain emotions. Like who is going to take care of funeral costs, everything. So it's good to plan. The way how you plan is up to you, but it's good to plan because we're going to die. Not to think that I'm going to die, I'm going to die, I'm going to die, I'm going to die. Life is short, life is short. You should plan your death. That is the most important thing. A lot of people, they just keep thinking, I'm going to die, I'm going to die. Life is so suffering and all. But they don't plan. They're going to die, leaving a big burden on other people. So as responsible Buddhist people, we are not supposed to be worried about death, right? But according to Buddhism, we are worried about killing. Killing is something that we have to be concerned, but not the death. But if somebody asks you, are you ready to die today? Nobody would like to. Because, no, I cannot do that. I have my family, I haven't finished my things, right? I have my kids. I have to do a lot of things. I have a lot of responsibilities. But will death await for us till we finish all these things? Will it wait
No,
for us?
no.
It will take us one day. It will take us. So before that happens, we never know when. We should be able to plan means conventionally, we are not giving our burden to anybody, right? So that's a good thing. So something that we can learn from Kim. It's good.
Thank
Very
you.
interesting.
Thank you, Bhante.
Yes. I mean, the stories that they brought me to Nirvana Clan and then showed us. I mean, it doesn't mean that you have to do it in that place. They have a plan. It's good. I mean, planning is good. Like in some Western countries, they are paying an insurance. I mean, funeral insurance. They are paying it because it's so expensive to do a funeral over there. Costs at least 12,000 USD for one person. A lot of money. But for them, it's not a lot of money. It's the cheapest amount to do a funeral in North America. 12,000 with a, in your words, probably the cheapest way of doing that funeral. So death is certain. Now, the fourth wish is not about the death. You know you're going to die. Now you are looking for a good rebirth. That is the wish of it. Fourth wish is a good rebirth because we know we are going to be reborn.
Reborn.
Now let's go to the text and see what is over there. All right. So it's over here. As you can see, first wish, second wish, third wish, fourth wish. Okay. Maybe I would like to ask someone to read just to get a sense of the party. Would anybody like reading this section? Not this section. Sorry. This one.
Which one, Bhante? Can't see. Is it bogey?
This one.
Okay.
Yeah, this one.
It is.
Can you see my?
Can.
Can see, but cannot see. Is it Imisan or
Okay, I'm
bogey?
gonna turn it off. Okay. Okay. How is it now? Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Not yet.
Can,
How about
can.
now? Can, huh? Ah, okay.
Can see, yes.
All right. Over here. Okay.
Try. We try Bhante.
Who would like to read?
Me.
Yes, please.
Me? Can you see? Bhante.
Yeah.
Boge Ladda. Yeah, Boge Ladda. Can you see the screen?
Yes, but who is reading?
Yeah.
Yes, Bhante can
Ah.
see the screen.
Yes. Maybe you.
Him? Me?
Would you like to read? Yes. Yes. Go
Okay,
ahead, please.
I try, okay.
Yes.
Boge lada saha damena yasang lada saha nyatihi saha upajaheyehi chirang jivitwa dikhamayun halitwa kayasa beda parang marana sugatin sagang logang upajamiti ayang chatuto damo ito kanto manapo dolabo lokasmin Imeko Gahapati Chataro Dhamma Ita Kanta Manapa Dulaba Lokasmin. Is it correct?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Bhoge ladha saha dhammena yasang ladha saha jnatihi saha upajjayehi chirang jivitva dīghamayum palitva kāyasya bheda param maran sugating saggam lokam upapajjamiti ayam chatutho dhammo itto tanto manapo dullabho lokasmi imeko gahapati chattaro dhamma itta kanta manapa dullabha lokasmi. Now, as you can see, the Buddha connects the previous three wishes into the fourth one. Because Bhoge Ladda Sahadhammen, having received wealth, Bhoge means wealth, Ladda means having received Sahadhammen, righteous ways, Yasam Ladda Sahanyati, having received the good reputation, Yasam, for yourself, for your family, for your preceptors, teachers. Chirang jivitva digamayum palitva, having lived longer, and then kayasya bheda. This is interesting. This is the place where the fourth wish starts. Kayasya bheda parang marana. Kayasya bheda. Kayasya bheda means, you can see, with the breakup of the body. Not even the lovers breakup. Even our body is going to have a breakup. Right? This breakup is interesting because only human bodies are, only sentient beings' bodies are going to be subject to the breakup. What do you think about the Deva body of the Deva? Is it going to go through the breakup?
No.
The Deva world, the Brahma world? Why? They do not have a solid body. Right? Devas don't have a solid body. But our bodies are solid. So our bodies have to go through the breakup, right? At the time of the death. And then, now the wish is kaya sabheda param marana. With the breakup of the body, param marana, after the death, sugati. Sugati means a good saggan, destination. Upapajja, may I be reborn in a good destination. Ayam chatto dhammo. This is the fourth wish, which is itto. Itto means very, as you can see, itto means here agreeable, kanto, very, what do you call, as you can see over here, the translation. Itto means wish for, kanto desired, manapo agreeable, and dullabho lokasmi, rarely gaining the world. That means, now all these four wishes are very rare to receive. So, that means if you are able to receive the wealth in righteous ways, it is a very rare thing, isn't it? You can make a lot of money in wrong ways. But to earn good money, earn a lot of good money in good way, earn a lot of good money is in righteous ways is a rare thing. It's difficult. That's why people easily go for the easy money, isn't it? They go for the easy money in one night to gamble. Right? You know, there are ways of making money. And then reputation, good reputation. Is it easy to be reputed? Is it easy to get recognized by many people in the world, even within your country? Not very easy. Unless someone does a bad, very big crime, you get notice in the newspaper. Other than that, it's not easy to be reputed in the good way. this guy is such a good one, very beneficial to our country. We had to recognize. And then the long life, is it easy to get a long life? It's not easy. You can see how many people are getting sick in a row. How many people go through a lot of problems, right? So if you see somebody who is always healthy, that's such a rare thing. Maybe you are a good person in this life, but you are going through certain health issues. As humans, we will have to go through. But if you see somebody who is healthier, who is healthy, who does not go through lots of treatments and things, I think that's a blessing. Now, not even these three are rare, but also being able to be reborn in a good place is also rare. Now we have to define what is a good place. Now here you see a Pali word. What is that Pali word? Sugatin, Saggam. Saggam, Sugatin. What is that? What is it? You can see here. Sugatin, Saggam. Now you can go for Dugatin too. Dugati, that means not a good destination. So Buddha talks about good destinations and bad destinations. Can somebody tell me how many good places are there to be reborn in Buddhism? How many realms are there to be reborn? Now when we die, there are certain number of realms that we are able to be reborn. Let's get started from that place.
Until is it 31 realms?
According to Buddhist texts, there are 31 places. Not many choices, huh? Just 31. That's not nice, huh? Even if you go for eating, you get more choices. Only 31. But out of this 31, how do we understand the places now? 31. How do we see the breakdown?
Human, animal.
Yeah. How do we see the level now? Ascending order.
The health.
From the
Health.
bottom.
Health.
Hells. How many hells are there? I haven't looked at because I have no expectation to be reborn,
I think there's a 6 hells, is it? Bhante, six hells.
Are there 6 hells?
Eight.
How many hells are there in Buddhism?
8.
8?
I think one hell only, ma.
Only one. There are 4 hells, 4 main hells in Buddhism. 4 main hells. Huh? In that you see sub-hells. 4 main hells. What are they? Naraka, Tirachana, Peta,
Animal.
Naraka,
Asura.
Tirachana, Peta, Asura. These are the
Asura,
main 4
Beta.
hells. You have an excuse. You have an excuse of not remembering them because you never want to go there, so you might not memorize them. Right? The number. But there are 4 main hells. The first hell is Naraka. What is it called? Naraka. Maybe I am going to send to chat to understand. The first one is Naraka. Second is Ti-Ratana. Ti-Ratana.
Ti-Ratana. And
Number 3 is
Beta.
Naraka, Ti-Ratana.
Beta.
Fourth one is
Asura.
Asura. Naraka, Tirachana, Peta, Asura. Now this Naraka is further divided into 8 hot hells and 8 cold hells. Interesting, huh? You may have a choice. You want to be in the cold hells or hot hells. Normally, in Theravada Buddhism, they only talk about 8 hot hells, which are very hot. Now, as you can see, the names Sanjeeva, Kalasutra, Sanghata, Raurava, Maharaurava, Tapa, Pratapa, Avichi. Avichi is the last one, the hottest hell. Now, if you go to what is that place many people go in the Rockies in the US? Yellowstone Park. You see how certain like micro beings are getting killed because of those hot water. You see, they are reborn and they are killed. They are reborn, they are killed. In the same way, we understand that there are 8 hot hells. And some other Theravada or early Buddhist texts talk about 8 cold hells. Ahava, Huhuva, that means shivering cold, right? When you are having a cold, you are like, ha ha ha, like, the name is like Hahava hell. Interesting, huh? It is given in the way how you express the cold, like when you feel like you got a cold. Hahava, Huhuva, right? There are 8 cold hells. Now we're still talking about Naraka, the first hell, right? It has 16 sub-hells. Then Ti-Ratana. Ti-Ratana means
Animals.
animal, they say animal kingdom.
Animal realm.
Animal kingdom. All the animals. Why Ti-Ratana? The meaning of Ti-Ratana. Tiro means, can animals walk straight? Have you seen an animal walking straight?
No, Bhante, no.
That's why they are called Ti-Ratana. Those beings who are walking across, even a dog, even a cat, they cannot walk straight like a human. So, Ti-Ratana means beings who are walking across. You might cross a sidewalk, you might cross a pedestrian crossing. But here, what we understand is that Ti-Ratana means those beings who are not able to walk straight, humans. This is such a very huge category, starting from an ant, maybe from a small, like a tiny, unseen being, onto a big elephant, like a giraffe, that kind of a big animal. Maybe more than that. What do you think? Who is more? Is it humans or animals in this world?
Animals.
Animals. That means a lot of people, after they die, they can become animals. These are beings, not just animals, right? How many people have become animals after they die? Even it is said that the King Ashoka became a python in Himalayas. Interesting. Yeah? King Ashoka. Right? King Ashoka. Who is King Ashoka?
He's the one.
Who is King Ashoka?
The one who spread Buddhism?
Because of him, Sri Lanka got Buddhism. Your Malayan Peninsula got Buddhism for the Suvarna Bhumi, and Bactria got Buddhism, which is next to Greece, and then Yonaka, many places like adjacent to India, and then other continents got Buddhism because of it. But when he passed away, it is said that he became a big python in the Himalayas. Now we have to be very careful, right? Now we feel like some like a manipulation kind of a feeling. If Ashoka became a python, what would happen to us? He made 84,000 temples, and then he sent Buddhism to many countries, and then he did the Sanghana, the third council, and then he made water pots everywhere in what do you call this Indian peninsula, and his son became an arahant, Mahinda. His daughter became an arahant, Sangamitta, but after he passed away, for a short time, he became python. What made him to be reborn as a python? Anger. It is because he was angry at the moment of death. Angry. It is said. That means if you want to become a python, just be angry. Very easy. You will die, you become a snake. Normally, it is said that when you have a lot of dosa and you pass away, you will become a snake. And if you have lots of lobha and you pass away, you become a ghost. So these are two very interesting, things in Buddhism. That is why Buddhism always asks us to lower our lobha and lower our anger, because these two can always have a possibility of arising. Now we are not angry now, right? Isn't it? Are we angry now?
No.
Supposed to be not angry, but we can bring anger anytime, isn't it? If we want, we can show a fake anger too, right? Can bring anger. Then, if we can bring anger anytime, anger must be living somewhere now. Where is anger living now?
The brain.
In the brain. If it is in the brain, we can see whether the brain has anger. It's a small part of the body. Where is anger?
In our,
Huh? In our
Thoughts, Bhante?
Yeah, sleeping or
Is it
lying in our
in our mind,
our
in our
anger,
thoughts?
anger should be in our thoughts, but now anger is sleeping. Anger is a snake, but sleep. We can let him wake up if we want, right? But what we do is we let them sleep. Anger, jealousy, all these akusala thoughts are sleeping. Now we call them anusaya, latent akusala thoughts. And then what we have done, we have brought kusala thoughts now. Right? We have brought them. We have brought the kusala. But unfortunately, kusala can be taken over by akusala thoughts. Right? So anyways, now we are going back to Ti-Ratana, animal kingdom. So this is one of the very biggest realms that somebody can be reborn.
Bhante,
And,
is bacteria and microorganism considered in the animal kingdom?
yeah, they all
And
creatures.
all creatures.
Yeah.
So plants is not considered as a being, right?
It is said that plant has one sense faculty, but not taken as a realm actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is just relevant to our ecosystem, environment, but not taken as an animal. So animal kingdom can vary from, as I said, from a small tiny creature onto the large big being, right, like an elephant. So the thing is that never underestimate by looking at an animal that see we are better than them, right? Because we can be animals at any time, right? It can be. Ti-Ratana, second hell. Third hell is Petavo. Petavo means
ghost.
ghost. So becoming a ghost is better than becoming an animal, right? You know that? Because this has an order, like the unfortunate place is being born into Naraka, one of the 16 hells. So if you become an animal, much better than becoming born in hells, 16 hells. But if you become a ghost, it's better than become an animal. Right? That's how it works. So there are 4 types of Peta worlds, ghostly worlds. The first one is Nijjama Tannika. Number 2 is Kuppipasa. Number 3 is Paradatupajivi. Number 4 is Pansupisasa. Don't worry about these 4 places. I mean, these are 4 Peta worlds. You might have heard that there are some Petas who cannot drink water from rivers, lakes, because the moment that they try to draw water from the river, that water will become bloodish. Okay? So the nature of the nature is not favorable to Petas. So we have to be very grateful to us. When you go to a natural place, you experience the nature. You can drink water, you can touch, you can feel, you can smell. But for Petas, even they touch the nature is not favorable, unfavorable. So Kuppipasa means as such. That means they are eating what do you call dirty things, drinking dirty things. Kopipasa. Paratattupajivi is the kind of the petas who are going to receive good karmas from you when you pour the water. I would say transference of merits. It's only one of the petas. So there are 4 peta birds.
Bhante, some animals have very good life, Bhante. So like the what Bhante mentioned, the beta, they eat dirty things and all. But you look at some pet dogs, they go for spa, they eat quality food. I think the life is better than being a beta.
Yeah, it's better than other dogs, not better than humans. Right?
Yeah.
Those pets are better than other dogs, other pets in the same category, but
Yeah.
not better than humans.
Okay.
Right? So we have to understand that properly, right? So there are 4 types of petas, and then the last what do you call hellish world is what do you call asura, asura, asura. So asuras are actually a very powerful category of beings. They were part of Tavatin's heaven before. The story is that asuras were not a part of the hells before. Asuras were part of the Tavatins. But one day, asuras drank something very bad, some alcoholic stuff. And then they were doing they were messing up the whole Devanga. So Sakka, it is said that Sakka chased them down, chased them out of the Tavatins world. So they were fallen onto one of the hells. So asuras are more powerful beings, more powerful than humans, but they have lots of anger, lots of jealousy, each other between among them. So the understanding is that they are better than the previous 3 hellish beings. Now we understand the next one is human space. We don't call it a human world because Buddha talks about many thousand worlds. Nowadays, scientists, they talk about many solar systems, right? If there are many solar systems, that means there may be other human worlds in one solar system. Now we understand this is one solar system. 10,000. Dasa sahasi loka dhatu. That's a Pali word. Let me write that. Buddha uses this word. Dasa sahasi loka dhatu. That means 10,000 world systems. Can somebody tell me where?
Cannot see, Bhante.
Huh?
Okay, can see it.
Yeah, I sent to the chat because these are little big words, So I'm not going to write on the screen just to understand through the chat. Can somebody tell me whether you come across this term anywhere in your reading? Have you ever
10,000
found
world
out
system.
this term anywhere in your reading?
Dhammacakka Pavattana Sutta.
Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. Right? It is said that the turning the wheel of the Dhamma in motion has even reached 10,000 world systems. That means each world system has those planets. That means we cannot say there's only one human world. So I would say human space, wherever they are living, human world. Then we normally take it as one place. So 4 hells and 1 human space. But it has a lot of other small world system, which has sun, moon, And then what about the next ones? Then we have 6 heavens. Chatu Maharajika, Yam, Tavatinsa, Tusita, Nimmanarati, Paranimita Vasavati. Right? There are 6 heavens. Each one carries certain higher standards, right? Each one carries certain higher standards. That means Chatu Maharajika is the starting point of the heaven, the basic heaven, and the Yama is what do you call it, is little higher than Chatur Maharajika. Then Tavatinsa, Tusita is the place where the Bodhisattvas are reborn just before they're gonna become the Sammasambuddha. Nimmana Rati and Paranimita Vasavatiya belong to the Mara, Devaputta Mara. Interesting. So those are the 6 heavens. Then, now how many we have discussed already? Number 4 hells, human space 5. Then 6 heavens 11. Then what is coming up after that? High worlds, Brahma worlds. How many Brahma worlds are there?
15.
Balance 20.
20 Brahma
15.
worlds. How do we
Balance 20.
20? Yeah. So how do we separate them out? There are
7.
2 types of Brahma worlds. Material Brahma worlds, Rupavachara Brahma worlds, and Arupavachara Brahma worlds. That means 16 Brahma worlds, 16 Rupavachara Brahma worlds, and then 4 Arupavachara Brahma worlds. So totaling 31. 20 plus 11, 31.
So
All right. So now you can see the Sugati and Dugati. Now, what is Dugati? The bad destination. The first 4 are bad destinations, not good ones. And the rest are good
Good
destinations. That means there are 27 good destinations. And while the 4 are bad destinations. Now here the layperson wishes to be reborn in one of the good destinations. I know there are some devotees, some people, they are not even expecting a good destination. They are saying that I want to be reborn in Tusita heaven. Yes, yeah, very specific. I want to be reborn in Tusita heaven. I ask why? Bodhisattvas are there, I can meet Bodhisattvas. Wow, that's a good idea. Who knows? Because all the Bodhisattvas are reborn in Tusita heaven. And yeah, I mean, have you ever heard like a shortcut to become a Deva? One Dhammapada stanza talks about a shortcut. It's not a shortcut, it's a long cut actually. But you see, it's like a shortcut. How to become a Deva in Buddhism?
to
Taking
Bhante,
care of the sila.
Huh?
Taking care of our sila.
Taking care of our sila.
Bhante, to really observe the 5 precepts.
5%. Somebody says, I'm asking what the Buddha said, not what we think about how to become a Deva. What the Buddha exactly said, how to become a Deva in the Dhammapada. I think this is mentioned in the Podavaka, the chapter on anger. There's a separate chapter about anger, how to manage anger, how to look at anger, how to watch my own anger. On the Buddha. Any thoughts? Any others? Maybe they might not have decided to become a Deva, right? That's why they don't know. Probably. Anyways, the Buddha says, if you want to become a Deva, you only need to do 3 things. 3 things. Number 1, Satcham Bhani. Always speak the truth. No Musavada. Because Devas really like people who never speak Musavada. Right? Always speak the truth according to the situation. Sometimes when you speak the truth, other people are fighting. We have to understand how to speak the truth, but speaking the truth. A very honest person. Being honest is the key to practice any Dhamma thing. Number 1. Number 2, Satchang Bhani na Ujjaya, not become angry. Now this is interesting. Can we become not angry? That's not easy. Isn't it? I mean, let's be practical about it. When things don't happen the way we want, we respond with some kind of a conflict. There's an inner conflict happening within us, inner conflict. So then we are going to air it to other people who we like. Normally we express anger to the loud ones, not to the ones who we don't know. You must know, right? This happens. So normally people are expressing anger to the loud ones. Unless there's a mentally sick person who is going to express anger to everybody else. But Normally people express anger to the loud one. Is it true? Is it true? Yes, because we know that they know us very well. So I have to say that you did something wrong. So I have to be angry. I have to justify myself. So anger. So anger is an emotion. It is a response. It could be a reaction to something that we don't understand. We think that we are on a challenge and we cannot challenge back. We cannot respond. So we are resisting and we are in conflict. Being angry is normal in my reading of the Buddhist text. But in one Buddhist sutta, Buddha says something very interesting. There are 3 people who become angry. There are 3 angry people. Look to which category you are falling into. Huh? The first angry person is someone that person gets angry as usual, but anger stays longer in his or her mentality. Let's say today morning you have an argument with somebody in your family, but that anger is going to stay longer, maybe couple days, maybe 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, maybe 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, right? That anger stays in that person. This is the first person. Who is that? The person who's getting angry. Unfortunately, the anger stays longer in his mindset. Like a rock, like when somebody writes something on a rock, it would stay for long, right? The Buddha says it's like a rock. Angry person compared to a rock. Second person who is angry is someone whose anger stays only for a short time, maybe a couple of hours. Very honest people. They're getting angry, then again they get pulled down. They can recover faster. So the Buddha said they are compared to sand or soil. You draw a line on the what do you call sand, it will be erased in a moment of time. And so the Buddha said this is the second angry person. The third angry person is someone who is getting angry, but anger disappears like you draw a line in the water. Such a very fast time, in a very quick time. That should be the person that we have to be. You get angry, but in a moment of time, you are able to cool down. So which category are you falling into? Rock category, the soil category, or sand category, or water category? Up to you. Huh?
Sometimes rock, sometimes the other one.
So you can't be sometimes angry, like a rock, like water, like soil. So you have to work on that.
It can. It depends on what makes you angry. Some that stays is like a scar. Some just disappear because it's nothing. I mean, it's a small matter, so don't keep it. But there are some is so serious that it really scar you, and then
You have to be angry like that, huh? Like a rock.
Yeah, that's why.
Interesting. So the bottom line is we cannot justify our anger in this context. So please try to understand whatever things happen. Like as Kim is very honest about it. I mean, the people, they are trying to bring anger to a rock according to the context of that anger. Somebody really made a mess, and we are trying to justify that you shouldn't have done it or something. So, and then as you said, yeah, we might have certain angry moments where we're going to overcome that anger in a fastest time possible. But according to the Buddha, we all should try to have a very minimal anger, wherein which that anger disappears in a very quick time. That is where we have to plan. So it's like asking someone to stop smoking. You ask someone, can you stop smoking? That's not easy for a smoking person, right? You have 10 cigarettes one day, so you're gonna bring down to 5 slow, 4, 3, 2, in the course of time. In the same way, we understand we we will become angry, but try to bring it to that
Minimum.
water type of anger. So then you can see many things and you will become a very pleasant person to the other people. What do people do when they're angry? Huh?
You simply talk, simply shout.
Different angry people do different things. Huh? Some
Yeah.
people become very quiet, but they are so angry. So
That is
angry.
dukkha. Bhante, that
Yeah,
will be
they're suffering with it. And then some other people, they are trying to,
they speak.
yell at other people. And they probably raise their voice. That is how they release their anger. There are other people who have passive anger in psychology. What do they say as passive anger? They don't say anything, but whenever they are working with other people, they show anger through those activities. They don't show it directly. They show it through different activities. So you feel, oh, why this person is treating me like this? They're so mean to me. But not directly. Indirectly, they are showing through different other activities. For passive anger. Pretty
Cold
bad.
War.
Huh?
Cold War.
Yes.
War.
Interesting. So some other people might break things, throw things away. Some people cannot take things. They are fully messed up. That's why we are trying to learn these things.
Not to become.
Anger is normal, anger can be normal, but we should be able to recover in the fastest time possible. Second thing that we must practice in order to be a deva is to minimize our anger as much as possible. Minimize anger. So angry people will never go to heaven. Huh? Just trust me, they will never go to heaven. Don't expect anything about it. They are waiting to be a snake, definitely. Snakes are waiting to be around like other snakes. And then the third thing to be a deva is this is interesting. Dajja pasmimpi yachito. Give what you can, not give what you cannot. So never think that I cannot give a dana like somebody who's very rich. Give what you can. Yesterday we had a very good discussion over here about dana. It's in our video. Why is dana important? Very interesting. Very, watching dana from a very basic primary point onto the higher point. So that means if you want to become a deva, try to give what you can, right? Because it's very interesting. Not become somebody like, the Bilala Padaka banker, he was a banker, Setti at this time. One man thought, I don't have money, so I'm gonna do a potluck dana. Potluck dana?
Everyone
You
brings
ask people
something.
to bring a dish and then you are going to offer it. Now, when the monks are going to make the dana sangika, they don't know who prepared the dana. They are watching who is the donor, but everybody could be donors, right? So this man thought, I want to give a potluck dana, so I don't have money, so I'm going to go to other people's places, not those from one place to the other place. So I think when he was going for a couple houses, he went to a very big mansion. There's a banker living. He said to the banker, I want to give a potluck dana. Can you give me a favor? This guy is very, greedy guy, this banker. So what he did was that he used his 3 fingers and then he just used the 3 fingers on some honey and other things and gave it to him like a cat's paw, So ever since he was called as Bilal Padaka, cat's paw banker, because he used his 3 fingers, and then squeeze certain food and then gave that amount of food to the person who was doing the potluck. So that is not giving what you can. Of course, settis, bankers can give more. So when it comes to giving, different people give different. It's like taxing. Rich people pay a lot of tax. Middle income people pay a little lower than rich people. And then if there's an upper middle class, they pay a little high. Low income people don't pay anything. Right? That's how it works. So when it comes to dana, people who have a lot of things, they have to give dana in that particular. Right? So anyways, if you want to become a deva, always speak the truth. Try to become the person who has the fastest recovery to your anger, and then being someone who can give what you can. Right? So now you are able to make a jump onto the heaven when you die. These are the the shortcuts, three shortcuts. But although these are three shortcuts, they are not easier than we talk. Because speaking the truth from an honest heart is such difficult for many people. Second, not becoming angry. They might theoretically know what is anger. I remember there's a very interesting story. This was a Dhamma school where I was the principal in Canada, long time ago. Before I came, there was a professor who was asked to teach in this Dhamma school, Sri Lankan professor, who had double PhD, 2 PhDs from Germany. So every time he goes to teach Dhamma school student adult class, he used to talk about anger management. Every time he talks about anger has to be managed, it's a problem, so we have to manage anger. So now the students, they know, even he comes for 7, 8, 9 classes, he's only talking about anger management. So one day, students had a smile. He noticed that. And then he got mad. And then he chased out 2 students, from the class, because they laugh at him. And then finally, one of the fathers of a student asked from his son what happened. So the son said, who's a Dhamma school student, yes, we laugh. We know that it's not good, but he cannot be angry. He's always talking about anger management. Right? When he goes to teach, his only lesson that he taught us was anger management for 10, 12 days. How come he can be angry? That itself shows anger management is not that kind of an easy thing. Even for the people who talk about anger management.
Interesting.
Even for the people who talk about, who speak the importance of anger. Right? So, I mean, it's very important to understand. So how to keep our anger very low? Let's be honest about it. There are 3 things that we can do for anger, because it's very interesting, because otherwise you can't be a deva, right? What a pity, yeah? So we have to learn it. So there are 3 things we can do about our anger. One is pre-practice. Second is during we become angry, during the time of our anger, and then a post-practice. What is the pre-practice for anger? Now we are not angry. Right? Of course we are not angry. So what can we do for this anger in case it arises?
Good. How?
Bhante, restrain.
Mindfulness. Cannot
Restrain.
mindfulness of the
Now I am asking a pre-practice. Now we are not angry. We are very good. We are talking about kusala thing. We are now discussing a Pattakamma Sutta, right? Your mind is very focused now, right? So it's a very calm time. So as a pre-practice, what we can do to our anger? Practice metta. This is the time we practice metta. Can we practice metta while we become angry? Now you are very angry. You think you should be angry. Can we practice metta?
Can, but difficult.
Difficult means you cannot. Right?
Either one.
Difficult means.
It's either one. Either you're in metta or you're in anger. That's it. Cannot
No,
be two.
Yeah, we think that we can, but when you're angry, you cannot practice metta. You have crossed the border. You have crossed that no point entry. Are you angry? So that is why you have to practice metta before you become angry. Now let's talk about what you can do when you are angry. Now you are angry. Let's say you are angry. What you can do?
Walk away,
Take a
walk
breath.
away, or just quiet.
In order to walk away, you have to accept you are angry, right? A lot of people don't accept they are angry to walk away,
Try not
Breathe.
to react.
isn't it? In order to
Breathe.
walk from this place to somewhere, you have to accept, oh, now I'm angry. I had to go. But a lot of
Try
people
not to
don't
react.
understand that they are angry itself.
Take a deep breath.
Even to take a deep breath, you have to accept you are angry. That means the first thing is recognize your anger, accept that you are angry now. That is the magic over there, transformation. Right? It's like some are very feared about something and they keep saying itipiso bhagavaran and something. We have to accept the anger, Then as a post practice, now anger has gone, you are again a good person. Right? Like a psychopath, huh? Psychopath. They are good people, right? But they can instantly become bad, showing some disorders. Now, you had metta. Maybe your metta practice was not good enough. Not good enough. Now, you were not able to accept your anger. Now anger has gone, maybe after some time. Now we have come to the post practice. What can we do about our anger? Now we can go back to the past. Maybe yesterday that you were angry about something. Now we are going to practice some angry. I'm going to go to the roots of my anger. What led me to be angry? Interesting, right? Yun so once again. If you want to have a more detailed explanation about your anger, then accept your anger, write down what
Why
comes to
you
your
were angry.
mind on a diary, piece of paper. When you are angry,
So
piece
we
of
must,
paper, write down. And
so
then
we
you will
must
see.
analyze it. We must analyze our
Then you
anger.
will see how
Analyze.
evil can you go.
Bhante, your line is breaking up.
I think something wrong over here. Probably Wi-Fi connection. Anyways, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. Okay, give me a second. All right. So, like that, we understand there are three things we can do: pre-practice, practice during the time, and then the post-practice. So
Before, during,
now,
and after.
yeah, during, what you can do is accept, recognize your anger, accept that you are angry, and then all the transformation happens after that. Right? That's why when people are saying to you, like, you are saying, hey, cool down, cool down. Why should I cool down? Why should I cool down? Because that person is not still accepting that that person has anger. Now, there are people who might say, I have to be angry for this. Otherwise, other person will not become a good person. Anyways, I think we are talking too much about anger. But the reason why I brought up anger is to understand this is one of the things that we must do to be a Deva. All right, after Deva, then there are Brahmas. Now, these 16 Brahma worlds, we understand there are interestingly, out of the 16 material Brahma worlds, Rupa Brahma worlds, the last 5 are very special. Can you tell me why?
Material.
The pure abodes.
Pure abodes. What do you mean by pure abodes?
Only Anagami are reborn there.
Only
Anagami
Anagami are
reborn there.
reborn. Now, have you ever heard Pure Land? What does Pure Land means?
Eastern paradise. Western paradise.
Amitabha Buddha.
This is the place of the Dhyani Buddha.
Yeah.
Amitabha. Amitabha Buddha. Amitabha means, Abha means aura, light. Amitabha means infinite aura, right? So, if you look at the Brahma worlds, especially the Rupavachara Brahma worlds, the last 5 are called as pure abodes. That means pure land. They are pure lands. But compared to the Mahayana version, in the Mahayana version, what we understand is that the more you chant about the word Amitabha, Amitabha, that will lead you to be reborn in a good place with the support of Buddha Amitabha. But in the early Buddhist texts, what we learn is that you cannot simply chant by somebody's name and can be reborn in pure lands. We have not only one pure land, we have 5 pure lands. Are you happy now? Yes, last 5 Rupavachara Brahma worlds are 5 pure lands, not only one pure land. But the challenging thing is that you cannot be merely reborn there just by telling somebody's name. You have to become an anagami, non-returner to be reborn. That's quite interesting, right? Pure lands are not opening for everybody. They are opening for anagamis. That means when you reborn there, you're going to be attaining Nibbana during that time. Interestingly. So last 4 Brahma worlds are called as immaterial Brahma worlds. What is it? Akasanan Chayatana, Vinyanan Chayatana, Akinchanyayatana, Nevasanyanas. These are very famous Indian dhyana schools. So that means when you have attained Akasanan Chayatana in this human life, then when you die, you are going to be reborn in that particular Brahma. In this human life, if you attain Vinyanan Chayatana, you will be reborn in that Vinyana Chayatana Brahma world when you pass it. Anyways, now the focal point, the most important point in today's discussion is that when a lay person is going to pass away, or maybe before pass away, having received money in righteous ways, having received good reputation in good ways, and having received a quality life, the rest is what is expected by a layperson is to be reborn in a sugati. That means sugati means any realm that is beyond the human space. Now, there are questions that we can talk about. One thing is that if the Buddha asks us to think about, especially for lay people to think about the next life, and if we accept that every layperson is worried about his or her next life, is it a very valid statement? Are you worried about your next life now, folks?
Of course, right?
Are you worried? Huh?
Yeah, I think so.
No,
Brother, you're not worried about your next life.
We have to worry about the next life.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you look at the 4th wish, I think people are worried about the next life. That's why the Buddha said, people wish. People wish mean they want to have it. They want to be reborn in a good place, right? If you ask from the normal devotees who come to a vihara, right, in a very honest way, they will tell you that the reason why we offer dana is to be reborn in a good place, right? Even you ask from yourself initially, even though you know some certain dharma things, you might be worried about your next life. Why you can be worried about next life? Because just because you do good things, it might not always guarantee you will be heading on to a good place. There are paradoxes. Now, I'm going to share with you some paradoxes that you might not have heard about these things before. All right? What is the reference? Majjhima Nikaya's Pattakamma Vibhanga Sutta. Let's go and look it up. Pattakamma Vibhanga Sutta. All right, this is going to be Majjhima Nikaya's 136. All right. I'm not going to click on this, but you will find out. MN 136 Mahatama Vibhanga, the greater analysis of the karma, right? Okay. In this sutta, Buddha talks about 4 people. Very interesting 4 people. Who are they? There is someone who has been a good person in this life, who has done a lot of good karmas, and then upon the passing away, breakup of the body, that person is reborn in a good place. Is it a normal thing to us?
Yes.
That's a very normal thing. This is something that we've been learning from monks, nuns, books since we were reborn here. And there is some second person. There's someone who has done bad karma, and then after passing, that person is going to be reborn in a bad destiny. Is this a surprising thing for us?
No.
No. So very common, very basic understanding about the karma. Last 2, very interesting. There's a good person who has been doing a lot of good karmas, but after the death, this person will be reborn in a bad place, in a bad destination. 4th person, there's a bad person who has done lots of bad karma, but after they passed away, they are going to be reborn in a good place. Is it surprising or normal? That's
No.
surprising. That's surprising. How come a bad person going to be reborn in a good place?
Maybe his past good karma.
Now we are going to study why it happens. We are now going to study why it happens. Why the last 2 show some karmic differences? I mean, especially there are paradoxes with what we know about karma. The reason is that mostly the last moment,
The last thought.
moment, when someone is going to pass away, even a good person, if that person's mind is going to be out of some sati, some, I would say in your word, some kind of a withdrawal of satipatthanas, 4 satipatthanas. That means that person has no satipatthanas at all. This can deliver that person to a shorter time of a bad life. But the last 2 are not long-term things. Let's say there's a bad person, but bad person can think about a good thing that he had done in his life, right? Just before he passed away. That is why he will be reborn in a good place, but not for long term. That's why there are some good people die very fast, right? Young time. They are very good people. They die. You might say, very good people, how come they die? They got a cancer. We never know. Mostly karma. And there's a good person, but just before he or she passes away, that person is going through a lack of satipatthanas, one of satipatthanas, sati. Then this person is going to be reborn in a bad place for a short time. Can you give me an example for the last thing? I understand that none of you are bad people, good people,
Queen Malika, Bhante.
trying to be better.
Queen Malika. Is it Queen Malika?
Malika. Kosala Malika. Kosala. What happened to Kosala Malika? Kosala Malika's story is very interesting. King Kosala brought her from somewhere and then put her as the co-queen over there. But she had sexually misbehaved without without noticing the king. But nobody knew. Just before she passed away, this came to her mind. And the funny thing is that she's the woman who did the unparalleled dana to one Samma Sambuddha. Nobody could do that. Unparalleled, that means you need 500 elephants to do that. Huh? 500 elephants are holding parasols, umbrellas over Arahants and the Buddhas. But this came to her mind. Normally, we might hide, conceal our apusalas till we have some miccha sati. Right? We may have miccha sati, wrong mindfulness. Thereby, we hide our apusala side. But when we're going to die, we cannot do that. We are going to be weak at that point. So the apusalas are going to burst at that point. So even you cannot think about the only one kusala you did in your life. Akusalas are going to take you over. Same thing happened to Kosala Malika. And she was reborn in a hell. What an unfortunate thing, huh? The person who gave the supermost dana to the Shakyamuni Buddha was reborn in a hell. Is it surprising? That's such a tragic incident. Very tragic incident. Why is it? Because she misbehaved and it came to her mind. As you can see, people become very honest just before they die, right? Have you seen that? They become very honest. Now they know they are not living anymore, so they're gonna express everything what they have gone through. Yes. You see somebody who's bedridden, just before they die, the last couple of days, they are sharing everything with the person who is next to him. They cannot forget, they cannot conceal them anymore. But what happened was that now the Buddha knew what happened to Kosala Malika. King Kosala wanted to ask from the Buddha before he goes to the temple that Bhante, where is my Malika reborn? Kosala Malika reborn. The Buddha purposely made him forget about the question for 7 days. Because if he in case asked from the Buddha, then Buddha had to say that, then King Kosala will be very unhappy about his own life also, because she did a lot of good karmas than me. And then if this happened to her, what will happen to me? So Buddha purposely made him forget for 7 days. On the 8th day, he did not make him forget. So he asked the question, but where is Kosala? She was reborn in heaven now. After 7 days, she was reborn in heaven. So life is as such, just because you do a normal dana, don't expect that all the miracles will happen on your life. Think about Kosala Malika. She gave the unparalleled, only one person can do to a Samma Sambhu. So better to minimize your akusalas as much as you can. That is the only way to have a very
Bhante,
peaceful rebirth.
Bhante, I would like to ask a question here, Bhante. When you
Can I
talk,
let me finish first, huh? We'll finish
Okay,
first
okay,
and then you can
okay.
answer.
all right,
Otherwise, we will go to different areas.
okay.
So now, what we need to be very careful is that not about Kosalaman, not about King Ashoka, Dharma Ashoka. What should be concerned here is that if we want to have a good life after we die, we should try to minimize our kusala every moment, every day. If I'm an angry person, I have to bring my rocky anger, rock type anger to the water type anger. That's one very important thing. If I have other small, but it's small or minor or maybe major kusala thing, I have to bring them down as much as I can. As much as I can. This is the only way we are going to practice Satipatthanas, and then we are making sure the next rebirth is possible. Now, everybody wants to have a good life, but just because you wish, it won't happen. You have to do certain things to be reborn in that kind of place. So I taught you the only way is try to watch your kusala, try to watch your akusala, and then try to minimize the akusala portion, and then to develop your thoughts onto the good side of the politics. That is how you are going to make your next life wish happen. And I want to say something over here. A lot of people talk about Bhavatanha. We also talked about Bhavatanha. Bhavatanha is a higher version of this expectation. But of course, till we attain Nibbana, we should have a good life. Otherwise, if you don't have a good life, you cannot think about any Nibbana. All right, I think let's take time for the Q&A. Brother Boo, yes.
I'd like to raise this question, Bhante. We said that our future life, next life, depending on the last thought moment,
Correct.
just before the person dies. But this person has done a lot of good things and a lot of bad things. So whether he think about a good thing or a bad thing, that becomes his result. So that means he's going to be a good death or bad death rebirth is by chance. Just by chance only. Suddenly I think of bad thing, finish lah. Or
No,
if I
no, no, no.
do,
That is not how we are supposed to think. Now
not
you
like
are
that.
thinking that last moment is a very random moment, and you are trying to think about good thoughts, and the probability of thinking a good thought before you die is very difficult. So let me
Yes.
suggest you, this is the way how
Okay.
you're going to make that happen.
Okay.
We don't know when we're gonna die.
Yeah.
Now, there are very funny talks on internet, how to die mindfully. Very funny, yeah?
Uh,
If you don't know when you die, how to die mindfully. So the way how you're gonna die with Satipatthana is that you have to practice Satipatthanas before long term. So when you practice Satipatthanas for long term, one day you will die with Satipatthana.
oh.
Your last thought will be also Satipatthana. But if you aim for the time that, okay, this is the time I'm gonna die. Actually, when you die, the moment you're gonna die, you are not able to do any of these things. It's a very quick time. So you need to have a long-term Satipatthana practice. Then whenever you're gonna die, maybe we don't know whether we have a natural death, maybe accident, maybe different other things, right? So then our mind will be trained enough, our thoughts will be trained enough to understand what will be happening at that point with Satipatthana.
Oh. Okay, Bhante. Thank you, Bhante.
Other questions?
Bhante, just now you mentioned about how to become a deva, the three virtues, right? So that means becoming a deva is good, but how come Mara is also a deva? What we observe these virtues and then we born as a Mara?
Interesting. Mara, this Mara is a different Mara. Mara, there are 5 Maras.
Correct.
This Mara is called Devaputta Mara. Yes. I mean, speaking the truth, not become angry,
Yes.
give what you can. I think they are very basic qualities.
Correct.
They are very basic qualities. Even non-Buddhists also doing that. If you look at a Hindu person, Christian person, even an Islam person,
Yes.
I think they all accept telling a lie. It's a worldwide universal quality. Not becoming angry is a universal worldwide quality in any religion, in any culture. And give what you can is a worldwide universal quality. Right? But other than, so these are very basic stuff. So you will become a deva, but you will become a deva as a Mara deva, because you have done good karmas by expecting a lot of good things, expecting returns. It is said that people who make good karmas with lots of expectations, they will become deva, but they will become deva under Mara. So we call them as Maras. So if you want to become a deva under Mara, you can do good things and expect a lot of good things. You become a Mara. But if you are someone who can do good karmas without expecting returns, in turn, there are no strings attached to the activity, you will become a deva in the Tusita heaven. Bodhisattva Deva also living there. It's a good heaven, Tusita Deva. That is how we.
So becoming a Mara, Deva, Buddha, Mara is not a good destination, right? Is it
Well,
considered a good destination?
it's a good one, better than becoming an animal, ghost, as such. But in human world, different people give different things for different purposes. So people who expect a lot of things in their giving will mostly become devas under the Mara heavens.
Okay. Then Bhante, the human realm is considered a good destination. But in the human world, what we used to say, there is hell and heaven in the human world. So in the human world, when you're born in war-torn countries, or in concentration camps where you're tortured to death, or when you're born, so how do you reconcile this?
Now there are certain things. There are some Dhamma speakers and other people who might say hell and heaven is not out of this universe. It is here. Actually, hell and heaven, they are not visible to us. Now, you might call the war-torn countries, poor countries, can be health relative to a good country. It is a relative observation.
Okay.
It does not say that the now, well, Ti-Ratana's animals are living with us. Yes, one apaya is very visible here now. But what about some Narakas? What about some Suravas? We cannot exactly say they all lie in this one universe, in this human space, because we understand that certain people are better than other people, because we don't have that particular knowledge to see that. But still, relative to one country, you can see other countries doing well in terms of food, happiness, and everything, right? Now you think about happiness index. Huh? One organization release happiness index. They are actually classifying countries who are happy. Now, there's one country who is very happy. I think it's Bhutan, isn't it?
Yes.
Bhutan. People in Bhutan are the happiest
Bhutan.
people. So compared to Bhutan, we are not happy enough, isn't it? But does it reflect that we are not happy people? We are happy, but relatively we are not happy enough relatively to Bhutanese. Now I saw they have also classified the most generous countries. Burma is one of them. Burma and Sri Lanka,
Yes.
generous people, always trying to give what you call free food, right? Free food for the Vesak and all that. So, and maybe a general practice. So, I mean, does it mean that the other countries are not generous enough? No, they are relatively maybe lower than them, but they are also generous. So, in the same way, we can look at our own version of apaya, hells, and our own version of heavens in this world. But the heavens and hells that we understand through the text could be different, because we cannot see from our naked eyes. All right, we will take one more question and then we will transfer.
Bhante, can I ask one more question?
Yes, and then Alia. Yes.
Because Bhante was talking about anger management. Okay. So, but I'm talking about a circular way of managing anger. I'm a laughter yoga teacher. Okay. And we use laughter as a form of exercise. So when we do it as a form of exercise daily, it becomes habitual to laugh without reason. We are able to laugh at will. And when we laugh, any sadness, any grief, in fact, any negative emotions, any anger will almost disappear immediately, because laughter and anger cannot coexist at the same time. So I understand that I may be wrong, but from the Buddhist perspective, I understand that laughing is not encouraged in Buddhism. But I think the time the understanding was laughing is being connected to enjoying sensual pleasures during those times. You know, you laugh during parties and all. But here in the modern age, we are using laughter as a form of exercise for good health.
Maybe a therapy, therapy.
Laughter therapy. So I
therapy,
think, I think what is the Buddhist perspective on this?
You have to do it and see whether it works.
It works one day. It is proven scientifically.
All right. So my understanding, well, I mean, I've seen people who are laughing, you know, but my understanding is that it's not about just laughing. Now, in Buddhism, what we learn is that to have a conscious understanding of the certain emotion that is arising, rather than doing something else to forget about it. Now, let's say, now, as you said, people are very suffering a lot. They are very sad. Somebody passed away. Then when you keep laughing, you might forget about what's happened. One way to do it, I mean. But rather than saying this is better than the other thing, the Buddhist way is a little different, how they are going to address. But I think for anger, laughter is a good treatment. It's a very good treatment. But for other
No,
versions
Bhante,
of our
Bhante.
emotions.
There is a fine line here. We have to understand that it's not just laughter as per se. You have to be trained to be able to laugh at will. In other words, it's got to be a way of life, like being trained as a
Mm.
laughter teacher. Then you are able to do it. But for normal people, cannot, because you're not able to do it. Okay, like for instance, like we are able to laugh, say about 2 minutes, 3 minutes, non-stop. Normal people cannot. You cannot do that. You need training. You see, so it's a
Yeah.
different thing. Okay, so it's
Yeah.
not
So
just laughing
yeah,
as one.
I'm
Yeah.
taking this from the Buddhist point of view.
Yes. Yes.
So from a Buddhist point of view, what we understand is that whatever the things we are doing as antidotes to
Yes.
our wrong emotions, I would say messed up emotions, come from an understanding of that particular emotion. We are not going to now. I mean, this is still a good one, good treatment, as you said, for everything, and expertise is upon certain experts. But the Buddhist way is, as I said earlier, understand our anger, because not even an understanding of anger. Let's say that I'm laughing, right? I have a trained mind to laugh, but my anger arises for a big issue in my life. My anger arises
I agree.
within a very interesting, very difficult thing that I'm having with somebody that I really want to be.
All right.
Maybe my family, maybe somebody close to me. So I really want to figure it out. I really want to figure it out. So some people, they become angry in the first place. Some people, they become angry and then they're going to find out then anger, more and more about their anger specific. So I think Buddhist way is going after kind of a cause and effect uh, approach to that. But I think for people who are getting angry all the time, very snappy, grumpy people, in my understanding, things like what you just now said, laughter therapy and all that, would be very good ones. Nowadays, you can also see some small tools that people can squeeze when they are angry. See that?
Stress ball.
Stress balls.
Yes.
Yes. And I so in some other countries, there's a place when you
The line has stopped.
Yeah, I think there was an internet problem over here. So I saw there is a place that when you get angry, you can go to a certain place and you can what you call destroy all the items in that particular place just to release your anger. You go to that place and you can just destroy everything. You can break, you can hit, just to release your anger. So there are different ways that modern people are looking at. I think definitely laughter therapy might be something different. Anyways, that's how I think. Yes, Aliana?
Yes,
Thank
Bante.
you, Bhante.
Yes, Bante. I
Yes.
would like to ask about Dasa Sahasi Lokadhatu, the 10,000 world system.
My internet. Yes.
Yes, Bante, can you hear me? Yes, Bhante.
Yes. Can you hear me too?
Yes, Bhante.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would like to ask about the Dasa Sahasiloka Dhatu, or the 10,000 world system.
Yes.
Does it mean when while we are here living here, there are another 10,000 human world out there also, Bhante, in this universe?
Yes. Now you are asking, when we are living here within one solar system, can there be another 10,000 world systems at the same time?
Does it mean is there any other Buddha in that world as well, Bhante?
Not Samma Sambuddha. Normally, Samma Sambuddhas appear for the whole universe in this human space. There may be Pacceka Buddhas. There may be Pacceka Buddhas, because Pacceka Buddhas appear between the non-Samma Sambuddhas and the future Samma Sambuddhas time.
The reason I ask, because I have come to the one short documents. They're saying that Amitabha Buddha is somewhere in one of the realm, the world.
Yeah, could be. Now, what we understand from the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta is that when the Buddha turned the Dhamma wheel in motion, that thing went to all the 10,000 world systems. That's interesting. That Dhamma message went to all the 10,000 world systems. That's what we learned. So that means we cannot say humans only live in this space. That's why the scientists still finding out if there is a human space in the Mars, in other certain planets. So they're suspecting, but they don't have experimental evidence to prove that. But we Buddhists, we understand there are beings, there can be beings in other many world systems. All right.
Thank you
Any
very
other
much, Bhante.
questions? Yes.
Bhante, is one world system equivalent to one solar system?
This is what we understand. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Bhante.
Yes, Sadhris, you have a question?
Mine is regarding the same thing about laughing, like what he say, to escape from the reality of life, no? Reality of what's really happening.
Yes.
You see, if everybody start doing that, let's say I do that, that means I'm not going to face the reality of why I'm angry, why this thing happened. I'm not going to at least reflect on why, the real reason for it, source of it, how I'm going to control it.
Yeah.
So if,
Sadhris, it's a very good point. But I think the laughter therapy has to be understood within certain specific contexts, rather than thinking that we're going to make it as a all-pervading thing. I mean, still laughter therapy is good actually in a way.
yeah, definitely
Especially
it's
for
good.
people. Yeah, but
Yeah,
not so far as kind of understanding a bigger truth behind sometimes, but still it's useful. Now, this is a very good thing for a grumpy person, always grumpy, never have a smile on the face, always mad, grumpy, the 24 hours, 365. Definitely laughter therapy. Yes.
in a way I put it, like we have a problem and all that, we go and start taking drugs and drink and all that. It's just same kind of principle like that, no?
No.
Deeper
I
into it.
think, Bhante, may I answer
Yes, please.
brother's question? I think you misunderstand. But then it's very difficult to explain to you because you're not into the laughter therapy. Because if you are into it, when you do it as a physical exercise, because there is your mind and the body is interconnected. So laughter is, when you laugh, the more you laugh, a lot of wholesome virtues arises in you, a lot of wholesomeness. Okay, and when you laugh, your unwholesomeness, akusala, cannot arise. You cannot arise. It's impossible to arise. Okay, and it's a form of making it into habitual. So when you do it on a daily basis, every day as a form of exercise, which is good for your health, both mentally, physically, and emotionally. It's not running away from the reality of life. I give you a very simple example. Okay. You know, what you call, what you call that? Leprosy, lepers.
Yes.
Okay. Right. I once conducted a laughter session for the lepers in Singapore. Okay. Right. So the lepers there were laughing. They were so happy. Okay. But when they are so happy, it doesn't mean that, they are already cured. Okay. There's no more leprosy. It's not deadly now. It's already cured. But the scars are there. Okay. The scars are there. They are, some of them, half the nose is not there, and then they have distorted faces and all. Very ugly. So they still laugh. Okay. So if you don't bring laughter and joy to them, there is misery to them. They are already being isolated by society.
Yep.
Okay, right? So it's not a matter of running away. They are still a leper after laughing. They're still a leper, but it makes them feel good. Okay,
Yes,
it
yes.
makes them feel good and
Yeah.
happy. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, one way,
We will,
so we can agree. So.
maybe we will talk. We will talk about the laughter therapy one day. Maybe you can
Okay.
laugh and talk about the routine.
Brother, give us a
And you can
lesson.
see how things work.
Okay.
Really, give
All
us
right.
a
Any other questions before we wrap this?
brother. Give us a
Yeah.
lesson.
What's that?
Give us a lesson. Lesson.
Yes, yes.
The
Yeah,
laughter.
not today. Not today. Because
Yeah, not today. Separate.
yes, not today. Another day. Some other day. Yeah, Monday. I think, Dhamma folks, we're going to wrap this up because tomorrow morning I have to start a 2-day retreat at BMB. Every morning, 2 days. So we will transfer all the good karmas. May all the good karmas which we've been accumulating today by learning about the last wish, there are 4 wishes in the Pattakamma Sutta. The last wish is about wishing good rebirth. May all these good karmas be transferred to all the departed ones. May they be well and happy. May they attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu.
Idam me jati idam
Hotu,
sukita punyate.
Tayo.
Idam me
Dame
jati idam
hotu,
sukita punyate.
Tayo.
Idam me
Dame
jati idam
hotu,
sukita punyate.
Tayo.
May Deva, Naga, Mahindika receive all these good karmas. May they be well and happy. May they protect and bless all of us for good health, quality of life, prosperity, and safety. In particular, may they bless us for our Dhamma journey. May our Dhamma journey be a smooth, seamless, and a constant one, not a boring, stagnated one. May Deva, Naga, Mahindika finally attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu. Ittavata cha ammehi sambhatam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti sindhya. Ittavata cha ammehi sambhatam punya sampadam sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti sindhya. Ittavata cha ammehi sambhatam punya sampadam Sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Akasatta cha bhummanta devanaga mahindika. Punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkhantu lokasasanam. Akasatta cha bhummanta devanaga mahindika. Punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkhantu desanam. Akasatta cha bhummanta devanaga mahindika. Punyantang anumoditva chirang rakkhantu mang paranti. Chirang rakkhantu mang sadati. In this sansaric journey, may we be able to be in the company of Kalyana Mitras, noble friends, who can guide us, who can be the light in our Dhamma journey. May we be not in the company of Papa Mitras, wrong, bad friends, who can deviate us from our Dhamma journey. Thinking thus, we're going to make a wish. Imina punya kamme mami bala samagam satang samagam yavanim bala padya. Finally, may all the good karmas which we've been making today be supportive and helpful for all of us to attain the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu,
Sadhu,
sadhu.
sadhu.
Abhivadana Siddhissa Nityang Vaddha Prachai Chattaru Dhamma Vadhanti Ayuvanno Sukhang Bala Ayurarogya Sampatti Sagga Sampatti Mevacha Ato Nibbana Sampatti Iminate Saminjatu Sadhu Sadhu.
Sadhu.
That's the end of our Sutta discussion 85 today.
Okay.
85. Wishing you a good night, and we'll be able to see you then next Friday, same
Good
time.
night, Bhante. Good night.
Good
Good
night,
night.
everyone.
Good night,
Bhante.
Bhante. Thank you so much.
Good
Thank
night,
you, Bhante,
everybody.
and everyone.
Good night,
Good
everybody.
night, everyone.
Thank
Bye
you,
bye.
Bhante.
Everybody.
Thank you. Good
Bye
night,
bye.
everyone.
Good night.
Yeah.
See
Good
you soon.
night. Good night, Bhante. Good night,
Good
Sister
night.
Kim and everyone.
Good
Bye
night,
Yeah.
bye.
everyone.